And welcome once again here on our program, All About Town. We're in Kalida. Actually, when I set this up, Nate marking with me, when I set this up, Nate, it was going to be in conjunction with Pioneer Days. Unfortunately, though...
Pioneer's Days have gone by the wayside, unfortunately.
At least for this year. So they were going to try it one day on Saturday. It just didn't work out. So that's unfortunate, but we're still here at 1820 Brewworks. For the folks that are watching the video, we are inside the new part of 1820 Brewworks. This is just absolutely fabulous.
Oh, yes.
This is really nice. What do you think, Nate?
This is very spacious, more room to move about. And, yeah, the people in Kalida have got to be thrilled with the new part of 1820 Brewworks.
Hey, what about that brick wall?
Very nice, very nice.
And one of the proprietors is just serving us here. And, of course, that is Andy Waring. Thank you so much, Andy. And we appreciate it. Of course, we'll be talking to Andy quite a bit as there he is. And there he went. Okay. We appreciate Andy being our host today at 1820 Brewworks. Nathan, what do you think of this place?
Very nice place. My first time here. I've been to other places in Kalida before, but this is my first time here at Brewworks, and Andy's got a good thing going on over here in Kalida, that's for sure.
No doubt, he does indeed. All right, let's take a break. We're going to get in our main guest today, and we're going to talk this lady's ear off. Of course, she is the president of the Chamber of Commerce. Or should we do Dan first?
It doesn't matter. Whatever. You got to be known.
Well, we'll figure out what we're going to do.
It's either going to be Dan Kalida or Katie Smith, but one of them will be here, and we'll have that right after this.
And this is the Younger Broadcasting Radio Network and UBRN TV.
Remlinger Manufacturing, located just east of Kalida on US 224, is your producer of heralds and farm equipment for farmers in Northwest Ohio and around the country. Remlinger Manufacturing is also a steel fabricator with custom welding, machining, and metal fabrication, too. Remlinger serves the farm, automotive, and military industry, just to name a few. Just call or talk to one of the staff at Remlinger Manufacturing today at 419-532-3647 or call toll-free at 1-800-537-7370. Remlinger Manufacturing of Kalida, wishing good luck to all our area athletes. Real quick, I do want to mention, too, our sponsors. We have to do that. All About Town today being brought to you by Umberforth Manufacturing, Snipke Brothers Tires, Canadian Sons Plumbing and Heating. We appreciate them. And Remlinger Manufacturing. Katie Smith with us right now. Of course, for folks that do know Katie, she's the proprietor out at the Moose Landing Golf Club, but she also does double duty. This lady is also the president of the Kalida Chamber of Commerce. Correct, Katie?
That's correct, Mike.
Tell us about the chamber, if you could, a little bit.
Well, we're just a nonprofit organization, obviously based here in Kalida, but we're actually the Kalida Area Chamber of Commerce. So we have businesses that are not in Kalida, but anywhere in the state of Ohio that can kind of reap the benefits that we offer. But really, just try to promote local business. Have a nice website that we're in the process of updating now, and try to get the word out about businesses featuring special things throughout the year. We usually hold like 2 social gatherings where we have a band and kind of like a happy hour type deal. With COVID, we've canceled both those this year. One of the big things we're hoping to have this year, we'll kind of see how it plays out, is we always do Christmas in Kalida for the kids in the area, which is sponsored by about everybody in the community. All the community comes together, jumps in, and volunteers their time and financially backs it. So it's a great event. I hope we can have it this year. We're kind of holding off on any plans right now, obviously, with everything going on, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But, it's really, we're just here to support the local businesses and, try to get the word out about everything. And, just try to stay as involved in the community as we can.
Let's talk about, I'm glad you brought that up about the Christmas in Kalida, which is usually the first Sunday in December. That is not necessarily held downtown Kalida. It's still held out the Four Seasons. Is it the Four Seasons?
Yes. Yep. So it was in downtown Kalida, but then we started utilizing the new park a couple years ago. A lot more space for the kids to run around, a lot more room for activities, a little bit safer with not having the highways crossing right here. So, the fire department comes out and the Kalida Police usually comes out and Mr. and Mrs. Claus get brought into town by the fire department, so the kids always love seeing that and stick around and have them in front of the fireplace to get little gifts and stuff. There's arts and crafts. We do a big chili cook-off type deal that they cook over the fire, and it's just a really nice event. Have hot cocoa and things. Train set that's just beyond this world. Kids love seeing that, so it's really a kids-focused event. But the adults come together and the parents bring them out, and it's pretty neat. So, like I said, that's one of our things. It's not really a fundraiser for us. It's just more so for the community and for the kids. So, we look for a lot of support for that event through, the businesses and people volunteering their time and things. But it's worth every minute. So.
Okay. All right. Now, is this your first year as chamber president then?
Second.
Second.
Yep.
Okay. How'd you get elected?
Weeble was doing it for about 8 years. So once I joined the chamber pretty much back after I moved, started working for First, and after college moved back and wanted to get involved. So I became the First manufacturing rep and worked with Weeble and Karen, Mag were the two main officers at the time, so president and vice president, and they were kind of ready for the passing of the guard after a long stint and a very successful one, so they kind of cornered me, and here we are.
Okay, cornered you and says, please take this.
Yes, kind of.
They're on bended knees. Right?
Yeah. They did great, but after 8 years, it's time to pass the hat a little bit, so.
Okay. You think you'll be there 8 years?
That's tough to say, Mike. We'll see. Always good to get new blood in the chamber and get new ideas, so we'll see what happens.
Speaking of new blood and things going on, it seems like Kalida still seems to be a growing community.
Oh, yeah.
In spite of the COVID. Matter of fact, later on, we're going to hear an interview by a way of tape. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here because she's got appointments currently as we speak. Mm-hmm. And that's the new chiropractor, Keystone Chiropractor.
Yep. Yeah, she's been a great asset to the community. Really wants to jump in and get involved. And she's a member, obviously, of the chamber, too, and she wants to, get out there. And she's in the wellness profession, and she does a great job at it. So, yeah, her coming into town, I mean, it's kind of a one-stop shop that they got up at the Kalida Medical Arts Building. So it's pretty nice. And she's a really nice lady. And if you're having any chiropractic issues, she's a great one to go see.
There you go. From what we understand, too, there is going to be more coming to the Kalida Medical Arts Building, too.
That's what I heard, yeah. PT service, physical therapy services, I believe. So That's going to be good. Yeah, actually, Matt and his crew helped out at Christmas in Kalida last year, so they were already kind of laying the groundwork to get their name out there. So it was kind of nice.
Matt who?
Recker.
Matt Recker?
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, hopefully, I'm not sure when he's set to start, but, it's pretty exciting that he's moving in there, too, so it'll be good.
Okay, so it'll be Matt Recker then?
I do believe, yeah. I'm not sure if he's having anybody else with him, but haven't actually met with him about that. But, yeah, he's excited to get in there, I think.
Is Matt Recker from here or from Ottawa?
I think he's from Ottawa.
Okay.
I'm not positive on that, so, yeah.
But it's good to have another business in town.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, especially one that's for the wellness and everything like that. It's great.
All right, and speaking of that very thing, let's talk real quick. The 1820 Brew Works is officially, we'll talk with Andy about that, officially they've taken over the On the Square Pizza. They changed the name over to 1820 Brew Works, and I think this is going to be a nice addition here.
Oh, yeah, they've completely transformed this area, and I know everybody that I've talked to is really excited to have a brewery in town and continue their fabulous food that they have, and excited to try their new beers, and it's just beautiful in here how they restored it. It's awesome.
Okay. Well, Katie, we're going to keep you around for a while because we need to talk later on before the end of this program, but we wanted to kind of wrap it up with you. But Katie Smith is our first guest. She's the president of the Chamber of Commerce. Real quick, before we take a break here, we'll ask you again, how do folks get involved with the Chamber? How do they get in touch with you?
We've got you can email us. We got just Google Kalida Area Chamber of Commerce. All our contact information is on our website. You can give me a call on at Moose Landing. I'm out there pretty much every day, in and out. So you can just get a hold of me out there. Or we have a Gmail account, kalidachamber@gmail.com. So just get a hold of us. I'm pretty easy to track down in town. So always willing to talk to people and entertain getting some new members.
Okay. Katie Smith, our preceding guest. We're going to give her a little bit of a break, let her rest her voice, and we'll have her back on in just a few moments.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's take a break. Our next guest is going to be one of our sponsors. We appreciate him very much. He's got a little history lesson to give to us. Dan Kalida of Canadian Sons Plumbing and Heating is coming up next here on the UBR Network. Canadian Sun Plumbing and Heating, located in Kalida, reminds you that winter has now arrived. Make sure your system is running smoothly with furnaces, heat pumps, boilers, mini splits, plus plumbing, including water heaters, sump pumps, well pumps, fixtures, and faucets. And before your lights go out, ask Caneves about their standby generators. Plus, they're open 24 hours a day for emergency service. Just give them a call at 419-532-3699 or see their website at caneve.com. Canadian Sons Plumbing and Heating, located in Kalida. Your comfort is our concern.
Oh, okay.
Back here once again is Dan Caneve with us right now. He says, as we were discussing before, I know you can see us on video now, but Dan says, I've got a face for radio. No, Dan, I'm the one with a face for radio. So it's probably, as guys in the background laughing about that, but, especially when you see this full body, it's like, oh, gosh. But that's why I'm not on ESPN.
There you go.
I'm here in Kalida. But I love this town because I live here, and you live here, too.
Mm-hmm. A nice little town to be from. I have a lot of friends that come here to visit,
right.
And they always just say it's just a cool little town. It's those of us old enough to know who Norman Rockwell is,
right.
Kind of think of one of his paintings, whenever they are spending time in Kalida. It's just a great little town.
Dan, one thing I will say, and we're going to talk to Andy about this later on, this brick that he's got, this wall, just this whole thing, he said it's just a nice little town, Norman Rockwell. This could be a Norman Rockwell painting here, right?
Yep. That's one thing I like about a lot of the little microbreweries that I visit is there's some really artistic people, and they appreciate old stuff. Find a way to put it back to use. We see some antique light fixtures up here, and just cool decoration here, ambiance or presence to enjoy as you're here to have a brewski or two-ski.
There you go. Dan, let's talk. Excuse me for just a moment. Dan, let's talk a little bit about your company. Obviously, you've got a lot of history with Canadian Sons. My gosh, when was your business founded? Just give us a background, some history.
Well, our parents, Frank and Mary Caneve, founded our company in 1970, which, if you're pretty quick with math, they would tell you that this is our 50th year that we're celebrating this year. We had hoped to have a little bit of a get-together with our clients with the COVID situation. No, we weren't able to do that. So, yes, we are celebrating 50 years, and we're kind of looking forward to our next 50 years. Okay.
Well, and the timing couldn't have been any more perfect with Pioneer Days. It's just like, as you said, the COVID's kind of been very frustrating.
Yes. Yep. As Americans always do, though, we have to take the cards that are dealt to us and figure out a way to make the best of it. And I think that's what we're in the process of doing now as a community and as a nation, to just see what we can do to do the best we can. Exactly.
Canadian Sons, since they were started in Kalida in 1970, has grown considerably. First, your parents founded it and decided that we need a plumbing and heating store here in Kalida, and since then you have grown by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we're still a small business. We employ, I believe, 31 people right now, and we serve this area, which would be Putnam. I put the counties down just to make sure I didn't forget: Putnam, Paulding, Hancock, Defiance, Henry, Allen, and Van Wert counties, and all of the little four big towns that are included there. We try to help people with their HVAC, which is heating or air conditioning,
Right.
Plumbing, water treatment, bathroom remodels, standby generators, just a wide variety, diverse set of services that we offer.
Okay. And when and Canadian Sons is a family business. I'll say that right, a family business, because you're involved with your entire family. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, you've got all brothers, right?
Yeah, yep, 6 brothers.
Six brothers.
All 6 of us are involved in the company, and I have a daughter, a niece, and I have to say that plural, a daughter, some nieces, and some nephews, and in my case, some grandchildren that are involved part-time. They're just little ones that are up here part-time, helping out and getting some experience.
Grandchildren now.
Yeah.
No, well, I guess you and I are old enough to be grandparents.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. That's always fun to have them around, right?
Yes. I'm sure you've heard this. The grandkids are so much fun to be around. If I'd have known it had been that much fun, I'd probably been a little bit nicer to their parents.
Okay. Yeah, that is for sure. I know what you're saying. Dan, this is great. It sounds like that things are going well for you guys. I never would have thought that you have grown so much over the years and had just expanded. And I guess my question is, with all the area you're covering, it sounds like you're covering pretty much a large portion of northwest and west central Ohio.
Yeah, we kind of call it central northwest Ohio. So if you take the central part of northwest Ohio, yeah, that's pretty well where we're at. Dad always told us, he goes, if you love your customers, take care of your customers, they're going to love you back, and they'll take good care of you, and everything will go well. And he was right, and that's kind of one of our core values. When we have a decision to make, we try to look at it from what's best for our customers. How can we best serve our customers?
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
You definitely want to take care of your customers, and they'll take care of you.
Yep.
Well, Dan, I appreciate you coming over and talking to us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for being a supporter of the UBR Networks, and we're glad we had a chance to come over here to Kalida. And this is, I think I'm scratching my head. I just, I know I'm looking outside and seeing nothing out there, and, and just, I'm a little disappointed that we don't have Pioneer Days, but.
Yeah, it's a little heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You and I both are seasoned, as far as what goes on around Kalida. And this is something totally new for us. The weekend after Labor Day is usually quite the fiasco here in town.
Yes.
And it's kind of quiet and boring out there this time.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Who'd ever thought?
Yep.
Dan, we appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So much. Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You betcha.
And
all right.
We look forward to
make sure you disinfect now.
Oh, okay. We just shook hands. All right, Dan, thanks so much, and we appreciate it. Elaine Murray coming up next. Thank you, Dan. All right, and we will be back right here and on the UBR Network here in a moment, as we are here at All About Town here in Kalida, and we'll be back with more as we'll talk with Elaine Wary right after this. Remlinger Manufacturing, located just east of Kalida on US 224, is your producer of harrows and farm equipment for farmers in northwest Ohio and around the country. Remlinger Manufacturing is also a steel fabricator with custom welding, machining, and metal fabrication too. Remlinger serves the farm, automotive, and military industry, just to name a few. Just call or talk to one of the staff at Remlinger Manufacturing today at 419-532-3647 or call toll-free at 1-800-537-7370. Remlinger Manufacturing of Kalida, wishing good luck to all our area athletes. Snipke Brothers Tire, located in the country near Cloverdale, reminds you if you're in the field or on the road, big or small, we can fix them all. Whether it's tires for your car, truck, van, tractor, we have it at Snipke Brothers Tire. Just call 419-532-3999. That's 419-532-3999. Snipke Brothers Tire. Open daily from 8 to 6. And remember, Snipke Brothers Tire was recognized as one of the top commercial tire dealers in the area. That's Snipke Brothers Tire, located near Cloverdale. Back once again here on the UBR Network as we're talking with Elaine Wary, and she is, of course, one of the local brokers. And Elaine,
not a broker, agent. Yes.
Explain your company, if you would, please.
Okay, so CCR basically is a real estate company, but I'm an agent, so I still have to have a broker that I answer to. He is out of Lima area, Dino Gicenti. So we just decided, let's get an office in Kalida, and that's how that all came to be. Yeah.
How do you like coming to Kalida?
Well, Kalida is kind of my neighboring town. I lived in Fort Jennings for 40 years. My grandma and grandpa was born and raised in the Kalida area. My husband was, so we relate to everybody in Kalida, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and when you say that, we kind of joke about that here in town, that everybody in town is related to somebody somehow or some way. Of course, I always get tapped on the back that says, well, my mom was from Colorado, so that. Okay.
So my dad, he went to school till the 8th grade here in Kalida, and then he went worked on the farm, and then went to war. But I've just always loved Kalida.
So your dad was a World War II veteran?
Yes, he was.
Wow. Yeah. And of course, we're losing all these World War II veterans. Make sure you folks thank a veteran.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially this time of the stage, what we're going through with everything. Exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Real quick, Elaine, how is the real estate market currently, not just in Kalida, but around Northwest Ohio? How's it going?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy right now. Matter of fact, I just listed property a couple days ago. Already had 7 showings on it. Got an open house scheduled for Sunday. I look for lots of offers just because there's a shortage of houses, which is, I don't know why. The only thing that I can think of right now, of course, is the credit or the interest rate is really good.
Okay.
So that makes more people want to purchase a home. But Kalida is a good area. Putnam County in general. I mean, of course, you go to Ottoville, you go to Fort Jennings, Glandorf. I mean, these are all towns that they're hopping right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And unbelievable. I did not think that there'd be even a housing shortage even around here.
Yeah, exactly. And to build, oh my gosh, is so much more expensive. I mean, people still build all the time, but you get a young couple that just got back from college or just getting married, they can't afford all that. So they're looking for a house, and you end up getting multiple offers.
Okay.
And someone's always going to win and someone's always not. And that's sad for them. We've all experienced, every realtor has experienced that. You write up an offer and now you're waiting for them to say yes, and then here it's rejected. They accept another offer. So, yeah.
But still, that's what makes the housing market competitive. Obviously, as a salesman, as a realtor salesman, there's still a lot of competition even around here, right?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of good companies around here, and I say that sincerely because, like, if I list a house, another realtor from a different company can sell that same house.
Okay.
So we work together. So you make them your friends. You're not enemies, even though you're in competition with them. Yet you are not, because again, if they list a house, I can sell that house. If that makes sense. Yeah, and a lot of people do not understand it. They think that only houses that I list are the only ones I can sell. But if you someone finds it for sale by owner and they say, hey, Elaine, can you represent me? I sure can.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I did not know that, Elaine.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. That's neat. That's neat. There's somebody else here you wanted to include.
Yes. Michael Miller. I'm also an auctioneer, and this is a big thing for us because if we're going to sell a house, we may have to clean the house out first.
Right.
Maybe someone passed away, and
Right.
now what are we going to do with all the contents? Michael has a place in Elida. It's called Auctions on 309. So yeah, he can tell you a little bit about that side of the business.
All right. So you kind of work together.
We work together. Right.
All right. Let's
All right.
head that off. We'll bring Michael Miller in for just a few moments and get his impression. Of course, young man from Elida, Michael Miller, and I think we met before, right?
We have, yes.
And I can't remember where at though.
I can't either. We're both getting older, I guess.
Okay, all right, understand. What's your impressions about this town? Just real quick, I know that you live in the area in Kalida and stuff, but what's your impressions of Kalida?
I end up in Kalida quite a bit because of Elaine. In fact, we do a lot of auctions up here in Putnam County. She lists more real estate up here than I do, but we jointly do auctions regularly. And the Putnam County market, both auction and realty, is as hot as anything else. It really is.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm always happy to come up here. The people are always great to work with. I come from a small town. I originally started in Spencerville, and I always feel like the smaller the town, the more friendly and the more open people are to get to know and easy to deal with. It really is.
Okay. What about just being able to work with the people in Putnam County? And she mentioned that sometimes you do auctioneers to sell contents. Is that your main focus then?
We probably do more contents than anything else, but recently we've been doing more real estate at auction because people are competing so much. As Elaine said, there's multiple offers coming in. And just this morning we had a meeting in our Lima office before we came up here, and we talked about real estate at auction. We did an auction of real estate. It's been just last month we did one that the sellers expected so much money, and I said, I think we can hit that. And we sold 25% over at auction what they expected.
Really?
They had a heck of a good turnout. And people are looking for houses, so we're pushing hard on saying, hey, instead of multiple offers, let's put it open to auction and let everybody have a shot at this thing and exceed your expectations.
There you go. Anything else you can tell us about the real estate business, the auction business here in Putnam County?
We entered the Putnam County market with CCR how many years ago, Elaine? 3 years ago.
With CCR,
and before that, CCR didn't have a huge presence up here. And because of Elaine and a few other agents who've gotten strong up here, it's become a hotbed for us. And that's why you'll see a lot more of those red and black signs out there. She's done a great job getting the office going, and it's going to continue to grow.
Okay, very good. Very good. And
yes, we mentioned the houses as well.
Okay, very good. Let's bring Elaine and kind of wrap things up here with her portion. Then we've got a business to talk to real quick. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Glad he was here.
Yes. Yeah.
Elaine, anything else? If people want to get a hold of you, how can they do it?
Yeah, so they can either stop by the office. I'm not always there because, of course, I'm out in the field and helping people get their houses appraised and getting it listed. But otherwise, my number, can I give the phone number?
Yes.
It's 419-234-2254. And leave a message. If I don't pick up right away, I'll return the call. Absolutely.
All right, very good.
So, yeah.
Elaine, and then where's your office at?
It's on 307 Broad Street.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it used to be the Underfirst Motor Sales there at one time. Okay, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, close to the brewery. They can stop and have a beer and then come over and talk to me. How's that?
There you go.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Elaine, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And thank you for being a part of the program.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
All right. And thank you, Mike. Real quick, let's take a break. We've got another person to talk to by way of tape because unfortunately she couldn't be here. One of our newest businesses in Kalida, Giesken Chiropractic, Nicole Giesken. We'll be talking with Nicole right after this.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. When it comes to farm equipment, ask your farm dealer about Umberfirth Manufacturing Farm Equipment. Umberfirth Manufacturing, with locations both in Kalida and in Delphus, has been supplying farm equipment all over Northwest and West Central Ohio, and they've been doing it across the nation, too. Make sure you get your quality farm equipment only from the good folks at Umberfirth Manufacturing. Ask your dealer about it today. This message from Umberfirth Manufacturing of Kalida and Delphus. Welcome back once again here on our All About Town program. We are here at Giesken Chiropractic with Nicole Giesken, and we talk about new businesses in Kalida. Obviously, we've been talking about a lot of the things that are going on in Kalida, in particular in the town. Nicole, I guess we want to talk to you because you're brand new to Kalida for the most part. How did you end up bringing a chiropractic clinic here to Kalida? How'd that all come about?
Well, I'm originally from Ottoville, and I wanted to come back and work in Putnam County. And when I started exploring where there was a need, Kalida didn't have one. And as I was talking to Dr. Clear and found out his vision was to bring more services here to the town, to use the Kalida Medical Arts Building to its full potential, it just worked out perfectly.
So it was you were looking for a place to have a chiropractic center. Kalida didn't have one, and lo and behold, instead of building your own building, you had the Kalida Medical Arts says, "Hey, come over here and take a look."
Right, that really could not have worked out better, because as I was exploring, part of that figuring out where you wanted to land was, to find just the right building, and it just so happened that as I was exploring what would be potential places here in Kalida, that this was going to open up, and frankly, this is better than if I were to build my own standalone, because I love the idea of people being able to get all these services under one roof.
Okay, so this was kind of a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
Okay. I guess, where did you get your chiropractic training at, if you would, Nicole?
Oh, sure. Chiropractors have undergraduate degrees, which normally are related to sciences. In my case, mine was human resources, though, because my first career was in business. So what happens then is you just you take a few other prerequisites, and then the chiropractic schooling, the doctorate part itself, was at Palmer College of Chiropractic out in Davenport, Iowa, which is the Quad Cities area right there on the Mississippi. And that's actually the fountainhead of chiropractic, meaning it's where it all started. So. Okay.
So how many years were you at Palmer?
It was about 4 years. It's a 5-year program, but they offer like 3.5 year kind of accelerated course scheduling, and I took just a little longer than that to make sure I really feel prepared. Yeah.
Okay. What's the reception been like? You opened in the middle of a pandemic. What was the reception like for you here at Kalida, and particularly from the Kalida folks?
It has been fabulous. I could not be happier. Like you said, opening right in the pandemic at the beginning was pretty slow for a number of reasons. One being those that would call. By the time we were done with the conversation, we would mutually decide, well, maybe not yet. And then as things started to open up a little bit more, Kalida has been so welcoming. I always looked at Kalida as back home, even though I was an Ottoville girl, because it's Putnam County, and to me it was all about Putnam County, and so I might get a little harassment from those in Kalida, but that they have told me they would happily adopt me, so I'm happy with that.
Okay. All right, very good, very good. What are your hours?
So there are 2 nights a week I work until 7 p.m., and that's on Mondays and Wednesdays. The other days, on Mondays and Tuesdays and Fridays, I also open at 8, but then Wednesdays and Thursdays I start a little later in the day at 11. And then weekends are by appointment, so I will come in on a weekend if we've talked about it beforehand.
So Saturdays are not out of the question?
Oh, absolutely. Right.
Okay. All right, very good, very good. I guess it's been a good situation for you over here at Kalida. Giesken Chiropractics is one of the newest businesses here in Kalida, and there's more new businesses coming, from what I understand, too.
That's right. I mean, I know here in this center that there's going to be a physical therapist as well as a massage therapist, and then GI Associates, I believe, is the other service that'll be provided. So throughout the fall and winter months, we should see a lot more things added.
Okay, that's good.
That's right. It's exactly what I would have wanted to be part of a multidiscipline building where there are multiple things available for people.
Okay, it sounds good. Sounds good, Nicole. It sounds like you're going in the right direction with Giesken Chiropractic. Of course, Giesken Chiropractic is located in the Kalida Medical Arts Building. It's in the basement, but if folks cannot get in the basement, which is understandable, and the physical therapy is going to be down in the basement too, so things have changed here over at the Medical Arts Building. They've added an elevator.
That's right. That was a pretty big undertaking for a building that didn't originally have that. It took quite a bit to get all of the all the details done right, but we're pretty happy. It works really well, and it makes it accessible to everyone, which is the goal.
Okay, I think that was the biggest thing, is because this was an older building, had a downstairs, which understood, but now with an elevator, that has got to be a blessing for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really opens it up to make sure that anyone can be served that wants to come.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, Nicole, final question. If folks want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you as far as calling for an appointment? What's your number?
419-532-3530. And if I happen to be here on my own that day, please leave a message, because I won't interrupt any patient to answer the phone, but I will definitely get back with you as soon as I can.
Okay. And once in a while, your mom comes up and helps, right?
The best office work are those volunteers, retirees who want to come in and help out. Of course, the flip side of that is when they say, "Oh, did I tell you I've got a vacation?" You just say, "Oh, that's right. You go ahead."
All right, very good, very good. All right, well, Nicole, we appreciate it. I'm glad you're here on All About Town, because we want to try to promote new businesses on this program, and particularly here in Kalida. Normally, as we said earlier, this would be Pioneer Days week, which would make things even better, but we don't have Pioneer Days, but that's okay. We're still going to do All About Town and still promote Kalida.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for letting me be a part of this.
All right, thank you. Nicole Giesken has been our preceding guest. She is part of Giesken Chiropractic here in Kalida. We've got more coming your way, and we'll do that right after this. Canadian Sun Plumbing and Heating, located in Kalida, reminds you that winter has now arrived. Make sure your system is running smoothly with furnaces, heat pumps, boilers, mini splits, plus plumbing, including water heaters, sump pumps, well pumps, fixtures, and faucets. And before your lights go out, ask Canadians about their standby generators. Plus, they're open 24 hours a day for emergency service. Just give them a call at 419-532-3699 or see their website at Canevy.com. Canadian Sons Plumbing and Heating, located in Kalida. Your comfort is our concern. Back once again here on the UBR Network on our All About Town program here, and thanks again to Nicole Giesken, the Dr. Nicole, I better say Dr. Nicole Giesken, who's got Giesken Chiropractic. She is one of the newest businesses in Kalida. Speaking of new business, actually, this business where we're at now, and of course you can see it on TV, 1820 Brew Works has just been absolutely fabulous. Just really a nice setup here. Andy Waring with us right now. Andy, I know this has been a long process. Can we say it politely? It's been a long.
That's good. Yeah. That is correct. It's been a long process. A lot of patience. A lot of patience has been put into it. So
I can. Hey, you said it best. A lot of patience, and I'll tell you what, young man, with all what you had to go through, you're a lot more patient than I would have ever been.
We've had a lot of good people on our team that have been patient and just as perseverance as we have been, and so it's been a goal. Like I said, our team's just been fantastic between lawyers, bankers, everybody involved. Cannot complain. So,
okay. So they're all on the same team, I guess.
Yep.
I guess somebody once told me this, and I thought it was pretty cute. You can't get anywhere if you're two mules. If one of them decides to go one way, they got to both go in the same direction.
That is correct. Yep. So we've had a lot of people pulling in the same direction for us and helping us out, and as long as we're patient, we'll get through it. So.
Okay. Speaking of that, I guess the big question: 1820 Brew Works is a microbrewery here in Kalida, and they do brew beer here. And Andy, how did it all start for you getting in the brewing end of it?
Lived in Columbus and wanted some good beer. I could find those Budweiser, Bud Light. I'm like, all right, these are good. These are good for weekends. Right. Young age, great. Got married and whatnot, but I'd go to different stores looking for just different varieties of this and that. And I'm like, all right, let's try this, try that. And over time, I found that I needed a hobby.
Okay.
Well, I like to drink beer, good beer. Can't find good beer. Let's make my own.
So you decided to make your own?
Yep. So just started on my home kitchen, stovetop, little 5-gallon pot, and started going to town. And now we're up to 7-barrel system in the back here.
Really?
Which would equal up to about 210 gallons when we're all said and done.
Okay.
And whole same process, it's just a lot bigger.
Okay. So you didn't change process, huh?
No, it's the same deal. It's the same amount of time when you start with a 5-gallon batch to that 210 gallon, same time. And so you go, well, if I'm going to be spending 8 hours to do it this way, I might as well spend 8 hours doing it for more. So.
Okay, there you go. So, when is the brewery officially, is everything open officially this weekend or not?
No. What we're looking for is we've got to produce some beer first, and we're looking to have 8 beers on tap. When we do open up, we want to make sure we've got a good showing of our varieties that we can have.
Okay.
And at this point in time, we're looking at about a month out yet.
Still a month out yet?
Yeah, just to get the beers made.
We've been in here in this place, and this just looks absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I'm really. And as Dan Knievy and I once said, when this used to be the Black Angus, this was the happening place. People would come from all over Northwest Ohio, Lyman, everywhere, just to come to Kalida, just to go to the Black Angus.
That's what I've been told too. So
I think you've got something here that may bring folks. Hey, let's come up here.
That was one of our main goals: get people into Kalida, be that destination.
Right.
If you look at breweries around Ohio, we ended up being the hole in a donut.
Okay, I like
Putnam
that.
County was, everybody around us had their brewery, and we're like, said, all right, we're center. Let's go make a brewery.
Okay. Okay. You and your dad have been doing this for a long time, right?
Dad and Butch.
Butch Brinkman.
Yeah, Butch and I have been doing this for going on 10 years now.
Okay.
So it's the home brewing and then kind of scaling up to this. What really kicked it in is when we found out that Putnam County had a malt house.
Okay.
So they malt the grain there, and that's our main ingredient.
Explain the malt house real quick for the folks that don't, because somebody looked at it, I'm sure some are scratching their heads saying, I've heard of malt, but what's a malt house?
Malt house is where they take the grains, they will malt them, which is the process of getting the grains to sprout, then they dry it, and in that process, it allows the enzymes to be produced that we need to turn the sugars into alcohol for the yeast.
Okay.
So they'll go through their process. We use Barley 5 Malt House out of Columbus Grove.
Right.
And they've been really helpful trying to produce our recipes and work with us on that. So it's been a good relationship with them as well.
Okay, and then that malt house, is over in Columbus Grove. Have they been doing this for a while?
They've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now, at least.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Obviously, that's something else at some point when we get to Columbus Grove, we got to get that family.
Exactly. And you got Frogtown hops over in, that was another one that we had the barley and the hops, but nobody was making it in Putnam County.
Frogtown hops.
Frogtown hops.
That's over. Tell me that's
it's
over.
It's in Frogtown,
it's
yeah.
in Frogtown, over by Landlord.
Yeah, Rick Buddist over there. He's real nice.
Really?
Been working
Okay.
with us as well. So
I did not know that.
He's got a nice little hop farm there. I think 5 or 6 different varieties, maybe more.
Okay.
So that allows us to use as many ingredients as we can from Putnam County. And
Okay. Do they grow that? Now, I guess the big thing with the barley, do they have to grow that there at their farms?
yes,
Okay.
they do. They grow it. It's a winter barley, so most of your commercial grains, let's say the commercial grains that we could be using, they're summer barley,
Okay.
and they're grown up in Canada.
Okay.
Whereas these are grown down here in the winter, just like our winter wheat.
Okay.
You really wouldn't know the difference unless you knew what you're looking at.
Okay.
And in the spring is more when it's harvested, it looks like a really tall wheat.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right. So you harvest barley just like wheat
Just with a combine. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
then
Wow, I did not know that. So I learned something
yeah,
today.
it's a neat process. Been over there, worked with those guys, and just seeing what they have to do to get it usable for us it's really neat.
Speaking of microbreweries, of course, for the folks that don't know, probably in Northwest Ohio, if you're going to say microbrewery, probably right now, honestly, the most famous one is the Moeller Brew Barn. I'll just give them a little plug because They're right out of Mariastein, which is the home of the, of course, folks know down there, Mariastein. I think Marion local Flyers, football and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much where it's at. And they kind of started a number of years ago, right?
They did. They are at least 6 years old now.
Okay, right. And they're out of Mercer County.
Yep.
So did you kind of take their idea and think, hey, we can do this in Putnam County?
Definitely, it added fuel to the fire. We go, all right, they did it. There's another one up in Defiance.
Okay.
Finley, it's got two breweries now. Trying to think between there. That was the other thing, is we said, all right, there's nobody in between Finley and Maria Stein.
Right.
Let's be the middle place. And it's in the halfways. It's nice. So, yeah, and the breweries, they thrive off each other. One brewery by itself doesn't do near as good as, three brewers in the same area.
So. Very good. Well, anything more? Andy, can you tell us anything more about 1820 Brew Works?
Want to make sure it's Putnam County's brewery. Everybody's welcome. We just want to have some fun with it and make it a nice time. Pizza and a pint. You can't go wrong with beer and pizza. So
there you go. Andy Wary, thank you so much.
Thanks,
we appreciate it.
Appreciate it too.
Thank you for allowing us to be here.
Hey, my pleasure. And glad you guys enjoyed it. So.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, we got another guest coming your way. We've got the superintendent of the Kalida School coming up, Carl Ammers, and we'll have him right after this timeout. Carl. Remlinger Manufacturing, located just east of Kalida on US 224, is your producer of harrows and farm equipment for farmers in Northwest Ohio and around the country. Remlinger Manufacturing is also a steel fabricator with custom welding, machining, and metal fabrication too. Remlinger serves the farm, automotive, and military industry, just to name a few. Just call or talk to one of the staff at Remlinger Manufacturing today at 419-532-3647 or call toll-free at 1-800-537-7370. Remlinger Manufacturing of Kalida, wishing good luck to all our area athletes. Welcome back once again here on the EBR Network on our All About Town program. We've heard this gentleman on News and Views, obviously. Carl Ammers with us. Now, TV audience can see what he actually looks like. Of course, most people in Kalida know this man. He is the superintendent at Kalida Schools. But today, Carl, we're going to talk a little bit about the schools. But I know that you had talked, we mostly talked last time about the COVID and how you had to deal with that. But I want to go a different direction today. Why should people come to Kalida Schools? We're promoting Kalida. What about Kalida Schools? Why should a kid get an education here in Kalida?
Wow, that's putting me on the spot, but I can just rely on our tradition more than anything. The tradition that Kalida holds, and go way back to many decades of a good, solid education, and it shows in the results of the quality, the caliber of students that graduate from this program, including yourself, Mike, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're talking about the 70s for you and myself, but things have changed a lot. We've kept up with what the society needs, what the job demand is, whether it's a skilled position, whether it's the number of college degrees, non-college degrees, that type of thing. So we just stayed up with things, and we have a great teaching staff that really care about the students.
Okay. Speaking of that, and of course, I know that a lot of kids move away when they, but then, like Katie was a good example. Katie Smith, good example. She moved away, came back. Andy Ware, another situation where they moved away, came back, realized that Putnam County ain't so bad.
It's a great place to raise a family when you get into that environment. You look at what this town does for each other and how we uplift everybody and support each other. The schools being a center focus of that, some of the churches, that type of thing. So the environment is second to none when you talk about raising a family.
Okay, I think you said it best, and it's safe.
Very safe, very safe. Not too many places you can get on your bike and ride as a 12-year-old and come back after supper or before supper, and your mom and dad don't have to worry about you too much. Kalida, like most of Putnam County, still has those values, and we look out for each other. So it's a great setup. Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up, Carl, because so many times growing up as kids, That's what our parents do. Okay, go out to have fun with your friends, but make sure you come back at such and such time for lunch. Make sure you're back in before supper time during the summertime.
Yeah, and that's typical. That's how we grew up, and I think that tradition still holds true today.
Yeah, you're right. I think it does still hold true. You know, and you get a lot of open enroll students too.
We do. Right now we're mid-50s from the neighboring communities. Actually a handful from Allen County that we accept. Yes. So for various reasons, it might be following in their parents to work in the county, or they were here once, parents moved out of the county, but they wanted to stay in our schools. So, but most of the time it's from neighboring districts who are either closer, they're closer to Kalida, or for whatever reasons. But yeah, we do well. And now we get a few that also go to other districts for those same reasons. But we're plus 20-some students open enrolled to us rather than leaving us.
Okay, so that's every year, right?
Typically, that runs about 50 open enrolled to Kalida, and then somewhere in the mid-20s, low 20s exit and go to other districts.
Okay, so you're always on the plus side then.
We have been for as long as I've been in Kalida, which is now 20 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this will be my 21st year.
I did not. Wow, time flies.
It sure does.
I remember you were a kid, and to show you how far back, I remember coming to his neighborhood and back in the farm, way back there in the corner. His older brothers and I always played basketball and baseball. It's always something. In fact, and of course, this young man was a baseball player and a very good softball player back in the day. And those years are gone. But I still miss those, Carl. When Friday night softball up at the baseball diamond, it's not there anymore.
Did we look up to John Gecko or what?
Oh my God!
Was he our hero?
Yes, he was.
He was
what a
fabulous.
play! What a fan! For the folks that don't know, he had a chance to try out for the major leagues.
Yeah, he inspired a lot of us and gave us a lot to do. And we talked about playing softball in the dead end street of Plum Street down there.
Right.
And John would also show up, and he'd taught my brothers and you guys the ropes, and what a great guy. And just things like that you remember from growing up in this town.
Yeah.
A lot of good things. And being Pioneer Weekend, how many memories do we have of Pioneer and the things that taught us? So, it's just rich in tradition, the schools, the village, everything around here.
No doubt. Carl, I think you said it best. It's rich in tradition here in this town.
Yep. So keep that going, right?
All right, no doubt. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll wrap things up here on our News and Views program as Nate and I will come back, say our final words, and we'll do that right after this.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Snipke Brothers Tire, located in the country near Cloverdale, reminds you if you're in the field or on the road, big or small, we can fix them all. Whether it's tires for your car, truck, van, tractor, we have it at Snipke Brothers Tire. Just call 419-532-3999. That's 419-532-3999. Snipke Brothers Tire. Open daily from 8 to 6. And remember, Snipke Brothers Tire was recognized as one of the top commercial tire dealers in the area. That's Snipke Brothers Tire, located near Cloverdale. Back once again. Thanks again to Carl Lammers, the superintendent. Nate, I always say News and Views because he's been on with us quite a bit on the News and Views. But All About Town is All About Town here in Kalida. Nate, what are your impressions of the 1820 Brew Works and Kalida in general?
Oh, I love coming here to Kalida, especially when I come down for the baseball games over at Holy Name Ballpark that we do over here. But this is a real nice facility, the 1820 Brew Works. Many thanks to everyone here for allowing us to come to broadcast today. And I definitely look forward to coming back here often.
Well, Andy Wary, I think he's got a good thing going here with 1820 Brew Works. I think, as Dan Kennedy said it best, this building where we're at, used to be the Black Angus, so this was the main hub of attraction in Kalida. And I think Andy's got something here that could be another attraction. We could bring people back into this town.
I totally agree, and the more people come, the better, especially for Andy. It'll definitely help him out a lot.
No doubt. And again, big thank you to all our guests. A special thank you to Katie Smith. And sure, of course, everybody knows her from Moose Landing out on the golf course. but thank her, and she's the president of the chamber. Get in touch with her and ask her some questions, and she can give you a lot of answers about why you should come. Why should you bring your business to Kalida? Elaine Wary, thanks to her. Appreciate her and Mike Miller talking to us. Special thanks to Nicole Geeston, Dr. Nicole Geeston, who's just got her business started here in Kalida. We appreciate her. Thank you so much to Dr. Geeston. And let's see if I'm forgetting anybody. Of course, Andy Wary. Can't forget him. He's
can't forget him. Yeah, yes. Yes. One more time, we need to thank our sponsors, and they are?
They are Overforth Manufacturing, Snifty Brothers Tire, Canadian Sons Plumbing and Heating, and of course, thank you to John and the crew at Remlinger Manufacturing as well. Appreciate them. Appreciate Jason Reuter doing the video. And
appreciate Rob Smith as well, handling our audio stuff back in Paulding, taking care of that for us. Thank you to Rob as well.
Okay, no doubt. It's been a good day. Been a good day here at Kalida. The only and I guess I'm a little disappointed, Nate. We were originally going to try to the original intention was say Pioneer Days weekend. We'll be here. This is perfect. We'll have all about town in Kalida
and then COVID happened.
And then COVID.
So there we go.
Okay, which is unfortunate, but hopefully next year we can come back around here at 1820 Brewworks.
Yes,
things will be back in order. Now that means when you come to 1820 Brewworks, it's going to take a little more maneuvering because there'll be a lot of stuff here in town. But,
indeed,
and at least we hope.
We hope. All right, that's going to do it for All About Town here in Kalida today. For Mike Mack and for Bob Smith and Jason Rear, I'm Nate Marroquin. We have Football Friday. Join us for that. If you want schedule of games, head over to ubrnetworks.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later on for Football Friday. So long, everybody.
Thank you.